Hi, Sharon Artists. It's Miss Witt coming to you for art. This week we are continuing our lessons over Native American art. This week you should listen to a recording of the read aloud of the Legend of the Indian Paintbrush. And after you read the story, we are going to create a horizon background with a positive space foreground. So the scissors, black piece of paper, or purple, blue, whatever you have, a darker color, and glue will be used after your water paint horizon dries. But our goal for the horizon is to fill this paper with beautiful colors, just like the boy from the story. So what we're going to do, and if you do not have water paints, that is okay. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can do a great blending and soft transition using colored pencils. But if you have water paints, let's go ahead and use those today. So I have my paintbrush and my cup of water, paper towel, and my water paint sets. I've already put my name and date on there, and now we are ready to paint. So in order to get your paintbrush or your paints woken up, you have to get them a little bit wet with the water, right? Because if I just go like this, nothing happens. That's the part about watercolors. We need water. So again, just dip your brush in there, give it a little bath, and I'm going to start with purple or violet. So as you can see, it's waking up. Hello, purple, good morning. And you simply glide the paintbrush across the paper. The more water your paintbrush has on it, the lighter the color it will be. But notice I'm not pushing my brush into the paper. We do not want any boot scooting paintbrushes. We want nice ballerina gliding. And this paper is a little bit thicker, so it can handle a couple layers of the water paint. If you notice, your paper is starting to it's kind of starting to do it there, where it starts to bubble up and kind of tear or fall apart, basically. I would go ahead and move on to the next section of your paper, just because if you get too much water on it, it will kind of start to break down the paper. That's why it's so nice to have a water paper portfolio or sketchbook, but this is just a little bit of a thicker paper for printing. And we are going to slowly transition to a new color. When you transition to a new color, please make sure you give your paintbrush a nice bath so you do not mix up your colors in your paint sets. Now, you want to keep your paint sets nice and clean so you can use them over and over again. If I were to dip my brush in the purple and then go right to the yellow, it would get mixed and this would be permanently a mixed color. So please make sure you wash your paintbrush and then dab it a little bit just to make sure there's no color left, and then make sure you get it wet again so you can go to the next color. Now I'm trying to kind of follow the colors from his picture. So start with the darkest. I even might add a little bit of blue to the very top. Yes, and see, notice how we can layer the watercolors because they dry really, really fast. So this way we can kind of get a mixture. And if I have to go write my name again afterwards, that is a-okay. But I'm going to kind of make this a little darker. Now, washing it again because I switched to this dark blue. Now I'm going to go to a red. Lightly waking up my red. Good morning, red. Hello. Ooh. And notice how I'm kind of trying to layer it with the purple. So you can kind of start to see it transition. Again, being mindful of how much water I am putting on my paper because I don't want it to tear completely or to wilt. And if you start to see your brush like this, it means you need more water. And if it's too light, you need more paint. I haven't used these water paints in a while, so forgot how light they are. There are many different kinds of water paints out there. So whatever you have, we will make it work. And gliding across. I'm going to try to fix this spot so it's a little bit smoother. And I might just have to blend that in with the next color. Okay. Again, because this is not water paint paper, I don't want to get it too wet, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep moving on to the next section. So next color I see is orange, yellow-orange, so I will clean my brush, make sure I don't see any color, and switch to orange. I'm gonna go to this one. Oh no, I went to the wrong color. See? And that's easy to do in this bigger water paint set, so please just be mindful. You gotta pay attention. I'm just testing all of you guys. Okay. And I'm gonna get some more orange to make it a little bit brighter. So it's kind of, you test it out, you know, see how much is on your brush. You can go back and try to paint over it. Now, since water paints do use water, it's hard to layer and completely paint over it, so, but it kind of layers on top of each other, and it looks really, really nice for activities like this where we are making a horizon, right? Okay, almost to the bottom. I want to make sure that I leave a little bit of space for yellow, because after it dries, we are going to make the foreground. And remember from our landscapes, the foreground is the closest part to the viewer, which usually when you're looking at a painting or a picture, it will be the bottom piece of the art piece. So we are going to create a positive space foreground after this dries. So you can either save the second part of the activity for the next art day, because usually if you have art on Monday, you have it again on Thursday. So you can save the second part till then, or you can go ahead and do it after it dries. But again, this should dry completely since we are going to have to glue paper to it. Okay. So again, no boot scooting paintbrushes. And when I say boot scooting paintbrushes, I mean, say this is the paper my palm. We don't want to see any of that. That is not good for your brush. So please make sure you take care of your brushes too. When you're done using your paintbrush, you can wash them with just water, a little bit of soap, warm water, and make sure you don't leave any soap in the bristles so that it doesn't, you preserve your bristles. Just a little bit more yellow. And notice where I'm handling my paintbrush. I'm not holding it like a pencil. I'm holding it by the handle and gliding. So this is a great activity for my kindergarten artist introduction to painting. If you are in first, second grade, this is a great review for how we use our paint sets and our paintbrush. So I hope everyone enjoys painting their beautiful horizon. And after it dries, I will come back and finish the project and see you then. Bye guys.